What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm bringing you guys another daily range case study on none other than US30. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So today was actually a pretty good trading day. I am not gonna lie, I did have a pretty bad week overall, and I will get into the overall weekly range also after I get done this daily range. But nonetheless, today was a pretty good day. I was able to catch a winning trade that made up the majority of my losses this week. So it's almost, I'm at like a minus 0.4%, not even 1% loss for the week. So I was able to make all my losses back just with one single trade. And I'm going to show you why I took this trade and how I was able to catch it and the reasoning behind it. So first thing we're going to do is by marking up the previous day's high and the previous day's low. Previous day's high right here. And previous day's low. So you can simply see that today was an overall bullish day. The previous day high did get ran through and the previous day low is still intact. So that is a basic, just overall, just continuation move. So we're also going to be keeping these lows and highs in mind because it's going to be a reason why I was looking to take this specific trade. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Asian session range. So from here all the way over, we're going to get the overall Asian session range. Usually I start at 18 o'clock, but there's been a gap the past few days. So I have been starting from 19 o'clock. Not much is going to change. All of this price action remains the same. But the last part of this outline is going to be the 12 a.m. open, which is going to be right here. So now we have this overall outline. The areas I want you to be paying attention to is going to be this low, this high, and then these highs and lows right here. Also right in this area right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go back to the previous day's highs and previous day's lows, and we're going to pull that fib. So just like that, we're going to look at this. And if you guys paid attention to yesterday's daily range case study, we also did have this. Also, same setup from previous day's high to previous day's low. 38.20% rejection that led into an uptrend. Same thing today, and this is one of the main reasons why I was potentially looking to catch this overall expansion in price, because we had this fib long rejection right here at the 38.20%. But that's not the only confirmation. We also see that we rejected 34,200 to the pip, and then we started trading back above this 30.20%. We were also below the 12 a.m. open at this time. And when we're bullish, buying below the 12 a.m. open is going to be a very good indication. Secondly, not even secondly, thirdly, we ran down and cleared the Asian session lows and had this false break scenario right before pushing to the top side. Okay, did not mean to do that. There we go. Why is it doing that? Just like that, we ran below these lows, cleared it, and then what also did we tap into? If you look to the left, we have this 15-minute bullish order block right here, and this is the order block that ended up pushing price to the levels that it did, just like this. And this isn't a small move, guys. This is about 500 points, about almost 600 points, 575, which is on a 0.01, you can make $575 on this minimum, and that's not even counting on a 0.10, that's potentially $5,000. On a 0.2, that's potentially $1,000. It's a lot of money that can be made on these intraday basis, and I'm going to show you how you could have cut this trade. So now that we see all these things, we're going to start to annotate it. So at 7:15, that's when we got this. So we have the low of the day at 7:15 a.m. So we have the low of the day at 7:15 a.m. Plus we had that fib long, 38.20% from the previous day's high, previous day's low. We also had 34,200 big figure rejection, along with that 15-minute bullish order block after clearing London lows, not London, Asian range lows. Just like that. So we cleared this Asian range low, had the false break, traded into the 15-minute bullish order block below the 12 a.m. open, created the low of the day, rejected the 38.20% fib long from the daily, and then from here, price started to just overall start to trend higher. Now let's say you missed this trade. Where could have you potentially waited for another one? So simply, what are you going to do? You're going to use this bottom as an anchor, and then we're going to use this high right here. Why this high? Because this is where you got that potential retracement now for a potential move. So now we're going to use our regular fib, and boom. What do we see right in here at that? Here, let me get rid of this. Right in here. Price ran down, tapped into the 62% level right here. And then from here, price immediately started to push higher. So we're going to annotate this also. At what time was this? This was at 10:45. So you got this potential reentry. So 10:45 a.m. you had this fib long. And if you take it to a higher time frame, such as maybe the 30-minute or the hour, trying to see if there's any order blocks within it. No, there isn't. So if we go back to that 15, you have this little order block right here that price tapped into. These last two down candles, if you pull that over, I'm not going to annotate this. Matter of fact, I will, just because right in here, you had this 15-minute, not even going to say 15-minute, 30-minute bullish order block plus the fib long plus that 30-minute order block. At what level? We retrace right back into 34,300, which is another big figure level. Is not one of my main ones, so I'm going to keep it black. You see price retrace into it, so we have that 30-minute order block plus you retrace into 34,300. And then from here, price just continued to expand. Doing what? Targeted the previous day's high. So that is also something you want to keep in mind. Targeted the previous day's high. So when you're bullish, this is always going to be a target. When you're bullish, you're always going to be targeting the previous day's high, because on a good case scenario or on the best case scenario, you're going to be running through those highs. And then from here, you also keep in mind that that was also a big figure level, 34,500. So we got that previous day's high along with the big figure level, 35,300 for 500. So we target the previous day's high plus 34,500. And that's a pretty clean area to get out. This is where I got out majority of my position right up here. I was able to catch this expansion from that 9:15 to 9:30 move right in here. So right before price pushed higher, I was able to get in at this 15-minute order block right in here. Got in, was able to catch that expansion, got a re-entry when this candle came down. And then from here, prices pushed, and I was able to get out of this trade around 12 o'clock, around there. Yeah, 12:45, almost 1 o'clock. That's where I took off my runner, because for all I know, price could have easily just continued to then retrace and start to consolidate and do whatever it was going to do. But in this case scenario, it did run higher, and I did miss out on an extra, say, I think it's about 700, not 700, 200, 280, almost 300 points, but it is what it is. We can't always catch them all. So where did price close off? You can see that it ran above, and it did close off right here at this 34,800. So this is the high of the day we have. So we have the high of the day at 34,800. And this is where price overall just closed off for the most part. And that's really it for today. There's nothing really crazy. It's a basic New York bullish reversal that you could have potentially caught after price ran below these lows, cleared it, tapped into this order block and this fib long on the higher time frames. And then from here, price was just bullish right below the 12 a.m. open. And then you got this re-entry at 10:45 a.m. plus that fib long plus that 34,300 and 30-minute order block rejection. And then from there, price was just gone. So now let's get the schematic. So what happened? The Asian session ranged. London session ran above, cleared the Asian session high. Then price ran below, cleared the lows, got that re-entry, and then from here, price expanded and kept going higher throughout the day. So like I said about 5 minutes ago, this is a good example of a bullish New York reversal. And the things that happen in this are things you're going to want to replicate, because like I said, this 38.20% rejection did happen on the previous day. And it's a very similar setup that I was looking at yesterday that I did miss. I wasn't able to catch this. I took the loss, and then I looked at it, learned from it, looked and saw that it was potentially going to happen again, and I was able to catch that and make up all those losses from the 3-4 days previous. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screenshot. I'm going to send it to Telegram. So if you're not in the Telegram, make sure you join that. And now we're going to go over the weekly range. So now we're going to go to the hour time frame. We're overall going to look at what happened overall. So what I want you guys to keep in mind is I'm going to keep in mind the previous week's highs and previous week's low. So we got the previous week's high right over here. And then we have the previous week's low all the way down here. So it's the same thing as the daily range. You're ideally going to be targeting the previous week's high if you're bullish and previous week's low if you're bearish. In this case scenario, price did run above the previous week's high and created price to keep going higher. And if you look at this overall US30 analysis that I have had for the past few weeks, like past 2 weeks, I have been expecting price to be bullish after it ran below these lows and started to lose that bearish momentum. And as you can see, price had exactly what I was expecting. And I still think there's a good chance that price is going to continue going higher for the next 2-3 weeks, in my opinion, to then potentially target these highs right above here at around 36,970. But only time will tell. We will see. So let's go back to over here. So now that we have this, I'm going to be keeping these previous week's highs and previous week's lows in mind, because what am I going to do? I'm going to pull that fib from that previous week's high to the previous week's low. Boom. And what do we got? We got this ideal entry right here, and that ended up being what? The low of the week on what day? Tuesday. So we got the low of the week on Tuesday that traded into this fib long on the higher time frames. So from the previous week's high, this is where we ended up getting it. And then if you look at where we are in price also, we're right at 32,800 right here. It's not going to be exactly on it, but I'm going to get damn near close. There we go. So we traded into 32,800 at this fib long, creating the low of the week on Tuesday. So we got the low of the week on Tuesday. And then from here, price ended up closing off on Friday, creating the high of the week. And that's one thing I learned about these indices. Price tends to continue trading and trending whichever direction it was going all week towards the end of the week. So say you're bullish all week, more than likely Friday is going to continue to push in that direction. If you're bearish all week, more than likely Friday is going to continue in that direction. And a lot of the times, Fridays make the highs and lows of the week because price continues in that overall trend. So as you can see, using these basic things right now, you could have found this low of the week at this potential trade opportunity. And then from here, price kept on expanding and expanding and expanding. So now let's get the overall. And matter of fact, before I do that, I almost forgot to show you where the market opened. So the market opened right here. This is where the market opened on Sunday. And you see price ran right below it, traded below the open, which is a bullish signal. Same thing with the daily 12 a.m. open. This is the weekly open. Traded below that open, created the ideal entry in that fib long, 32,800 big figure level. And then from here, price expanded to the top side, trading all the way up to another big figure level, which is about 1,000 points. So from here to here is almost 1,000. It's 2,000 points, even more. So right there, it traded all the way up to 34,800. So from that 32,800, price went up 2,000 points just this week. So just like this, you could have been able to catch these trades. And now, even if you didn't, you could use this as something to learn from. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to get what happened. So the market opened right here. I'm going to do what I do every week. Let's make it orange this week. Price opened here, came down, created that low of the week. Just like this. Price came down, created that low of the week. From here, price expanded all the way to the top side. And this is where it closed, all the way up here. So boom, nice and simple. This is the overall weekly range that we got. Nice. There we go. So it's overall a bullish, clean bullish week. And this is going to be something that you can replicate. Just understand that the same things we look at on the lower time frames are happening on the higher time frames also. So I'm also going to take this screenshot, send it in the Telegram group. So if you're not in the Telegram group, make sure you join that. And that's really it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I like to do these videos to give you guys an overall just explanation on what happens on a day-to-day basis and me showing you these simple patterns. So if you don't remember what the pattern was, we simply had a bullish New York reversal today. And that is something you can learn from to then implement into the following week. So make sure you back test this week. Make sure you just look at the price action that happened, because if it happened this week, it might happen next week and you want to be 10 steps ahead. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, share it with a friend, like, comment, subscribe, join the Telegram. The link is in the description. Be motivated by the fear of being average, and I'll see you all in the next video.